Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to Pass Interference, your casual fan commentary for all your sports needs. I'm RJ Bam. I'm here with Alex Leffler. Appreciate y'all joining us. How'd you do last week, bro?
Not good.
No? Me too.
No, I got killed. My bench had a ton of points. I picked up Daniel Jones before the game started. Dropped Trubisky. Daniel Jones played pretty well last week.
Yeah, really well.
Came back and got the victory after being down a bunch.
Did you actually play him?
I did not.
Okay.
Played stupid Jimmy G.
Yeah. And then Trubisky went off too, didn't he?
He had 4 touchdown passes. I think.
Yeah.
But he had 4 touchdown passes, and they were literally screen passes. 1 yard Taylor Gabriel, 1 yard Taylor Gabriel, 2 yards Taylor Gabriel.
Does he not get the points for the run then?
Who?
Like, so if he does a screen pass,
if he throws it, see, I don't know. If he throws it behind him, technically that's considered a pitch.
yeah.
But I don't think it was thrown behind. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the Bears should have run in those instances.
Yeah.
Like, they do have a kind of a bruiser back in Montgomery.
Right.
And I didn't see what their play call was. I don't know if that happened on first or third down.
Yeah.
But like for me, like if you're on the 2 yard line, run the ball. Don't pull a Pete Carroll and not give the running back the ball and throw a pick.
Yeah. You know who did do that though?
That happened last week too, right?
Green Bay did that.
Green Bay
On
Thursday
they
night?
literally ran almost the exact same play.
And he threw a pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It popped out and that's how they lost the game.
I don't like that play calling. Like the Cowboys used to pull that shit when they had Romo. They'd get down to the end zone or the 5 yard line and not run the ball.
That exact play works pretty well majority of the time, but not at goal line D because everything's so stacked right in the box.
To me, when you get down inside the 5 yard line, it makes it so much harder to score because everything is that much more condensed.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you can get a one-on-one matchup with your best receiver on the outside, like that, you throw a fade route.
Yeah, I run that ball 3 times and then hit a field goal.
Yeah.
If you can't make it in, but that's I don't like not running it when you're in the 5.
I'd say run the first 2 plays or pass 1 time.
Especially if you have a good running back.
Yeah.
It's just I'm running it like for instance in that Super Bowl, I'm handing the ball to Marshawn 4 times.
That Super Bowl, I said right before the play happened, I was like, if they throw this, and they shouldn't, but they're going to throw it, and it's going to get picked off.
Yeah.
And Malcolm Butler picked it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always been a fan of running the ball. Like at least the first 2 downs. Yeah, I could see first down, and if you second down, try it, and then third down, run it again. Pass play is either second or third down.
Yeah, I think that's what they did though. I think didn't they try a run on the first play and then they threw it on the second and got it picked in that Super Bowl?
Yeah, they did. Well, no, I think it was they got down there. They'd run it to get down there, and then I think they
threw it on the first. Oh my god, they threw it on the first play.
I think.
Wow.
Or they threw it the first 2 times.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you brought up Daniel Jones. So he brings the Giants from a huge deficit, the biggest deficit they said in like 50 years almost, to a comeback win. He rushed for 2 TDs. I mean,
didn't throw a pick.
No picks. He had like over 300 yards.
I think he had a fumble though.
Did he have a fumble?
I think. He got sacked 5 times.
Did he?
Yeah. But I mean, the beginning of that game, I was like, dude, Mike Evans is going off. He was torching the defense. He had 3 touchdowns and like $150 in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones, to me, is better than Eli.
100%.
And I thought that after watching the preseason, I was like, he's better than Eli. He needs to start, which is why I was saying he was going to take over in week 6. Turns out it's week 3.
Yeah. I mean, even in week 1 when he was getting touches, it's like, this is what they're plotting. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like when even like, I granted it was like for like a few minutes at the end of the game, but it's like they're already putting him in week 1. It's like we already know where this is going.
Yeah. I think he's better than the best Giants quarterback in the last 5 years. I don't think Eli's been that good the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, Eli was a mid-tier quarterback when he that's why I don't think he's not a Hall of Famer. Yeah, he has 2 Super Bowl rings.
When did they win the Super Bowl? Was that 2007? Something like that? It was like a while back, right?
It was a while back.
Yeah.
They still had like OCU Manura on the defensive line, Justin Tuck, all those guys, I think. Yeah.
As soon as I saw him run, I was like, he's already the ability to get out of the pocket alone, and like scramble.
He offers more for the offensive upside than what Eli does.
Yeah, and it's like, and I never watched him at Duke. I don't know who Daniel Jones was until they got drafted, and so the fact that I think it threw everybody off when he rushed in for a touchdown. Even the defense is like, he can do that apparently, and then he did it twice.
Yeah.
So that's good for the Giants to know that you have somebody that's capable back there.
Yeah.
Shitty thing for me that Saquon went out of the game, and he's out for like probably 8 weeks. My first pick.
Yeah.
But it's wild that because Saquon went out kind of early-ish, didn't he?
Yeah, he went out in the first quarter.
Yeah.
He only had like 6 touches.
Yeah, and then he just did. Daniel Jones just did that all by himself pretty much.
He took off after that. I think he was the leading rusher too.
Was he really?
I don't know if he was.
Yeah, I knew he threw for over 330.
Dude, talking about that, the rushing aspect. Did you watch Leonard Fournette? Like, were you paying attention to the Jaguars game at all?
No, I missed that game completely.
Leonard Fournette had like 10 carries for like -9 yards.
Dude, what the fuck?
And then he went off one run for 60 yards. So he ended the game with like 70 yards rushing or something like that. Yeah. But it was all off one carry. He had it was bad. But anyway, back to Daniel Jones.
Damn, what's up with Leonard Fournette? Like, I know he had like an injury one year. He did decently all right last year because I had him on my team. He was like he did nothing spectacular.
I think his best year has been his rookie year.
Yeah,
he went over 1,000.
Yeah, because this is what his third or fourth I think. Yeah.
Coming out of college.
Is it just playing for Jacksonville? Is that what it is, or
it could be scheme, bro.
He was at LSU, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be scheme. He doesn't really get that many yards per carry.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at his yards, he gets a lot of carries, but he doesn't do anything. It's kind of like Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, maybe around that 4.2 range for yards per carry. I think they're just bigger backs. I mean, yeah, they have speed once they get there, but because they're so much bulkier, I think they're easier to grab. They're not as elusive.
True, that's true. But I think Derrick Henry this year is like a top 10 running back. His numbers off this year so far. Yeah, like off the first 4 weeks or whatever. I think he's like way up there.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook has.
Dalvin Cook's on a whole nother level right now. He's having the most phenomenal season.
He's rushed for over 100 yards every
game. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's like 70 yards ahead of the number 2 guy in rushing.
Yeah.
So that was a good pick.
Was that your number? That was your number 2? Did you pick Thomas first?
Yeah, I picked Thomas and then I picked Dalvin on the way back.
Yeah. Sounds like you should be having a way better season than.
It's my quarterbacks, bro. And my receivers, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So it. Well, who do the Giants play this week?
Redskins, division rival.
Okay.
That would have been really cool if the Redskins were to start Haskins.
That would be kind of nice. That would be
But I don't think they are. Keenum sucked last week.
Yeah.
That's who their quarterback is, right? Case
Keenum. And then I think... do you think Haskins starts this year at all?
I don't know, man. It's kind of bad.
I mean, they'll play him again, though.
Yeah. I think by that time he might get a start in.
Yeah.
Obviously, Haskins is their future. They drafted him number 1. I think they even moved up to get him.
Yeah. They did, yeah.
Or did they move up?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah. I think Alex Smith would go a long way. Like, I don't know if Alex Smith is still around training camp or, like, around the practice facilities, because he's still on the roster. He's getting paid, but injuries are weird in the NFL. Like, when you're injured, you're kind of secluded from the team because you're just constantly rehabbing.
Right.
So you feel like you start getting down on yourself and stuff like that. I think if Alex Smith was there and the tutelage that Alex Smith could provide, like, think about it, like, he's been taken over by Kaepernick.
Yeah. Mahomes.
Eventually Haskins. And, I mean, Kaepernick did okay when he first took over. Like, I get why the Niners went with Kaepernick over Alex Smith because Kaepernick provided more upside for the offense.
Sure.
And Alex Smith doesn't take the gambles. He doesn't really throw.
He definitely doesn't take the gambles.
Yeah. I mean, like, look in Kansas City. Kansas City's offense is so much more explosive with Mahomes behind there. You would never have seen that. Like, when Alex Smith was there, Dwayne Bowe.
He never threw it to him.
Yeah, he never. But they also had really good running backs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I don't know. Haskins and Daniel Jones, I think, would be a cool matchup to see.
Yeah.
2 rookie quarterbacks going at it.
That would be cool.
The rookie quarterbacks this year, man.
They're all been killing it this year.
The late round ones.
Yeah.
Gardner.
Like the replacements have come in and started doing well.
Yeah. Allen, that Allen kid from Carolina, man.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how, okay, first of all, he's killing it.
Yeah.
He had a really great week.
I want to see what he does this week.
Yeah.
Before I'm
Where did he come from?
I have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
all about Minshew right now, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm riding hard on the Gardner and Minshew. The first Mexican quarterback.
Is he Mexican?
His name is Gardner. When I think of Gardners, I think of Mexico. I don't know. I don't think he's Mexican at all. There's too many Allens in the goddamn NFL. What's Allen's first name? There's Josh Allen, who's for the Bills.
Josh Allen's for the Bills. Then you got the Josh Allen, defensive end that plays for the Jaguars.
Right.
I want to say it's like Colby Allen.
Colby Allen? Something like that?
It starts with a K.
Okay.
Yeah.
K. Allen?
Yeah, K. Allen.
Not
Keenan Allen.
Not good lord. Yeah. Who's been having a phenomenal year.
Leads the league in receiving yards.
Dude.
404.
Killing it.
Yeah.
He's been kind of silent the last few years.
Well,
average run middle of the road.
He always gets hurt at some point.
He wasn't. I don't think he was hurt last year.
He wasn't hurt last year, but the year before he missed all year. And then I think the year before that he only played like 6 games.
Yeah. And then now it's like he's unleashed.
Yeah. He's always been a great receiver.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think like over the last 2, like over the off season or whatever from last year, him and Phillip Rivers just kind of seem to have connected a lot better. He trusts him a lot more.
Yeah.
Because Phillip Rivers is throwing to areas where it's like I have to trust my receiver to grab this ball. Some of those catches that he's made.
Kind of like how Tom Brady is like, dude, having Randy Moss is a little bit different. Like, you might think he's covered, but just throw it and he'll come down with it. It's crazy.
Yeah, we'll get to Tom Brady soon because I heard he's like was upset that AB left the team or that AB was cut. Like he disagreed with it.
Why?
Because he just probably wants a better receiver out there. But K. Allen, but not Colby Allen, whatever his name is. Who do the Panthers play this week?
Texans.
Ooh, okay.
That's gonna be. Who do the Texans have on D other than
J.J. Watt?
They have J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless.
Yeah.
Kareem Jackson is still there?
I'm not sure.
Huh. I know they don't have Mathey. The Honey Badger went to the Chiefs.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who their defensive backs are.
Yeah.
But that's going to be... I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on him, so we'll see how...
The pass rush is usually pretty good. So.
Yeah. We'll see how he reacts to that. Like, if he has another good game...
That, and he also has, CMC back there to lay a lot of pressure, and he's been having a great year, too.
Yeah, he's got 2 safety nets.
Yeah.
Like, his receivers... DJ Moore, I think, has room to grow.
Yeah.
But
does Carolina have any wideout talents?
DJ Moore is like the one that like could potentially turn into something.
Is Greg Olsen still there?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's his other safety blanket. Yeah. Like he's got the tight end and running back. For a rookie quarterback, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Usually that's the guy you because you're making the reads. That's usually like the first read, I guess.
Yeah.
Or the second, like you instantly go to them.
Yeah.
Like you see your main read, it's not open. They usually check it down to the tight end or running back right away.
Yeah. Cam Newton. What injury did he have to go out of the game?
I don't know. I think he he came in. He said that he came into the season injured,
Mm.
and then I think it might have been his back or something.
The thing about Cam Newton, he always just plays through injuries. So it's like, he's like a really tough quarterback in that sense. But like that also hinders him because he's always playing injured.
Yeah.
But he maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, he was like the guy that everyone was looking at, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's been pretty lackluster ever since. You got to like the Super Bowl
MVP caliber season.
Yeah.
And then nothing.
Yeah, and then he right after that season, it was like he had like those issues where he's like he fumbled, didn't dive for the ball, stuff like that. That happened in the Super Bowl, right?
No, that happened the year after.
It was the year after? Okay, yeah. Because that's usually what they say. Like, once you lose a Super Bowl, like, statistically, like, most quarterbacks have had one of their worst years ever after losing the Super Bowl. It's like their confidence gets shaken or something. I don't know what it is. But then he just kind of hasn't bounced back since. It's kind of just been, I don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't have, it's like his accuracy is just not there. And
it's the accuracy and the touch.
Yeah.
Because I think he might be just throwing bullets.
Yeah.
Trying to throw darts and not like making the read. Okay, hey, I gotta loft the ball a little bit.
Right.
Like the little touch passes you see when you get into the red zone and stuff like that.
And they say accuracy is the number one thing you want from your QB.
I mean, but Cam also had something else. Like, he didn't have to be as accurate as, like, the standard pocket quarterbacks because he was able to escape the pocket and run and create.
He also escaped the pocket to run and create, and he didn't, like, slide.
Yeah.
He's not the guy that's going to, like, slide and avoid contact.
I think it's because he was a bigger guy, but you don't want that from your quarterback.
Definitely don't want that from
the
your
first season, everybody's like, okay, like, yeah, that's fine. Like, first couple of years, he was rushing for, 10, 12 touchdowns a year?
Yeah.
So,
was he one of the?
He holds the record, I think, for most touchdowns by a quarterback in a season.
Was he one of the first quarterbacks to come in and really after the Vic era and stuff, like to really start rushing and stuff? That made everyone start looking at dual threat quarterbacks.
Yeah. He was like he's the one who kind of was like, okay, we can make a dual threat quarterback work in this league.
Yeah.
Because he was so he wasn't the most efficient, but passing wise, but he got the job done enough. I feel bad for Cam because he's really never had receiving weapons.
He had who's that shorter dude that played there forever in Carolina? Steve Smith's.
Okay, yeah.
He had Steve Smith
for a little bit. For his first year, second year, and then he left.
Yeah.
But then Devin Funchess. Yeah. Didn't really do anything. Yeah. The dude who washed it, got in a fight with Cam after Kelvin Benjamin.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he had Kelvin Benjamin's rookie year.
He was supposed to be so good.
He had a really good rookie year, and then he got hurt all the next year or something like that.
And
then he went to Buffalo, and Buffalo cut him too.
Okay. I was wondering what happened to that guy. I haven't heard that name in a while.
He gained a lot of weight, and at receiver, you don't want to be looking fat.
How you gonna be a fat receiver, bro? Your whole thing is sprinting.
Yeah.
That's why I was worried about Jalen Ramsey when I saw him getting beefed up.
But he gained muscle.
Yeah.
It's a little bit.
It still weighs you down, though.
Yeah. See, eventually, I think Jalen Ramsey's gonna end up moving to safety.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Like when he gets into his high 30s, I think they probably could move him to safety.
Yeah. Wow.
32, 33. If he wants to prolong his career, I think that might be a move for him.
Mm-hmm. Because that's a hard position to keep playing at.
Yeah, I mean, you look at guys like Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey was pretty slender, but he was really good.
Mm-hmm.
He played for 15 years.
Yeah.
Revis's career was kind of short, if you really think about it, and I think that had more to do with the 1-year contracts.
Sure.
But he made a lot of money in the time that he was in the league.
Yeah. He was kind of one of those people that he was I didn't even hear about him leaving.
The NFL?
Yeah.
He wasn't really much of a talker.
Yeah.
He talked a little bit.
It was everyone was talking about how good Revis was, and then all of a sudden he was just gone.
Yeah.
Like nobody like made a big deal out of him not being there. I don't even know if anybody even mentioned his retirement. I don't even know if it got posted by ESPN.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like he was just kind of just in and out.
Yeah. I mean,
at least I don't remember it.
They're like, if you look at his numbers, like, yeah, they're like his interception numbers.
Yeah.
He had a couple seasons where I think he had like 8 picks a year.
Mm-hmm.
But a majority of the time, they're like his interceptions were like maybe 2, 3 on the year.
No one's throwing it to him though.
Because he was shutting down
Yeah.
that side of the field. Like, I remember they played the Packers one year, and Revis, like, Aaron Rodgers would not throw to the left side.
Yeah.
Because Revis was over there.
Revis is over there, and he had like average receivers.
I think he tested him once at the beginning of the game, and Revis picked it off. And like, I remember it was a Monday night game.
Ooh,
and Rodgers just kept throwing it right.
Yeah.
Whatever side Revis was on, he would never do that. Even the announcers are like, Aaron Rodgers is completely avoiding Darrelle Revis.
Yeah.
Like, and to have that out of corner, like, that is so huge.
That's
like
huge.
that plays
really
a huge difference on the defense.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody who's like yeah, Patrick Peterson, he's a good corner. Like, he's out right now. What? Peds.
Yeah.
He was like supposedly the next guy, but he gets burned sometimes.
He does.
Like Marcus Peters, when he was in Kansas City, he had all these interceptions because he's a gambler. That's the reason. Like, you either are getting cooked or you're going to get the pick, which is, and I think quarterbacks are okay throwing it to that, like a guy like Marcus Peters, because the big play potential is going to be there.
Yeah.
Because you're going to gamble on a pick, and if you're not in the right spot, you're fucked.
Yeah. And like NFL's been posting like the top 100 plays and stuff like that lately. And one of the ones that they posted was the the Richard Sherman, Michael Crabtree.
Oh, okay.
Where where he like was that in the playoffs?
It was to go to the
Super Bowl. And then it was like a last minute play, and then he blocked that pass. He tipped that pass, and then got intercepted by like Cam or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and then right afterward he went and had that like, don't talk about me, like, Crabtree's a sorry ass receiver, don't mention my name. And it looked like it was, he just said that out of nowhere, so it looked like he was yelling at the reporter.
Yeah.
Where everyone's like, why was he yelling at her? And I was like, nah, he's just mad because like Crabtree was talking shit before the game.
Yeah.
But they were titling that like the game that like solidified Richard Sherman as the best corner in the game or whatever in the league. And I was like, it was a great play, great read, great way to block that pass. But I'm like, I never thought Crabtree was a top tier receiver.
Yeah.
Like he was a sorry ass receiver. I mean, like he just got cut like earlier, like a couple weeks ago. He just got cut from his team.
He wasn't on the Raiders.
No.
Where'd he go?
I forgot where he went, but I like it popped up that Crabtree got cut.
Was he on the Ravens? He was on the Ravens last year, I think.
Maybe he was on the Ravens, yeah.
Because they cut Crabtree to get Jordy Nelson.
Yeah. But yeah, I never really like looked at Crabtree as that big of a threat.
He wasn't a fast receiver.
Yeah.
And well, in college they recruited him at Texas Tech to play quarterback.
Oh really?
Yeah. And then he didn't pan out, so he switched to receiver.
Yeah.
That's why he was a good, decent route runner.
Yeah.
Kind of a bigger bodied guy, but yeah, he wasn't a burner. Which is why the Raiders originally drafted Darius Hayward-Bay over him.
You know who's been getting burned the most this year? Josh Norman. I think he's gotten like 6 touchdowns thrown on him.
I never thought Josh Norman was that great.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Like, he talks a lot too.
Yeah.
But he's also a zone cover corner.
He is.
So like when you bring up like shutdown corners like the Revises and like the guys Jalen Ramsey, like those guys play man to man. They want to play man to man. They want to man you up and shut you down.
Yeah.
Norman is not like that.
Yeah.
I think Norman, if you're man to man, Norman's getting cooked.
Mm-hmm.
And Sherman too in that aspect. Sherman is a zone corner.
He is. And that's why.
But he is great, and he has the height.
He does have the height.
Sherman's a little bit different than all the rest of them. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's the same height as Sherman, but Sherman is what got teams looking to draft the bigger corners.
He is, and like I think one of the reasons why Sherman people was viewed as like one of the best corners in the league. One, because of that, Seattle ran a zone cover, and so like he's because he's not the greatest man cover.
Yeah.
But also like the fear of getting smashed by Seattle's Legion of Boom, they marketed that so well where it's like, hey, if you're going up for the ball, prepare to get injured.
Yeah.
And so like it made receivers kind of weary, and like when you just have even just like an inkling in your mind of something, then your play it's gonna be off. You're just gonna be a little off. Maybe you're a step off something, and you just miss your mark. And I think that played a lot into Sherman doing so well because he had the confidence of everybody else around him.
Yeah, I think he marketed himself pretty.
He definitely marketed himself really well. But like anytime he was like on the Seattle ran zone cover, so anytime there was a man cover, I was just like, ooh, watch out over here.
Well, that's the thing. Sherman played his side of the field, right? He wasn't following the receiver. Okay, hey, I'm going to lock this receiver down all game type stuff.
Right.
Like, that's the type of corner I would prefer. I like man-to-man better. So I mean, you can go into zone occasionally, like trick the defense and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or
it's like, I need you to shut down this receiver.
Yeah. And that comes in big.
Yeah. And that's why I think you pay corners. Like, you pay your corner, have decent corners.
If you have a man-to-man, if you have a shutdown corner, like Jalen Ramsey, you pay the guy.
Yeah. 100%. I want a good line. First of all, I want a good line, and if I can draft a great quarterback, in a franchise quarterback, I'll pay that guy.
Yeah.
And then slowly add in pieces.
Just don't pay him $40 million.
Just slowly add in pieces from there.
I'm gonna throw
Dak's
that in.
trying to get paid, son.
I'm gonna throw that in every time.
Every week.
Do not pay the man. Do not pay the man.
Oh,
we haven't played a good team yet. We haven't not played a good team yet. His stats are overrated.
You gotta pay that guy.
I'm a Cowboys fan, and I'm saying this.
I know.
Like if they paid Dak off of what he's done so far this year, it's complete BS.
Are we week 4 or 5 right now?
This is week 4.
4, yeah. So they've played the Redskins.
They've played the Redskins, the Giants, and the Dolphins.
Ooh, yeah.
And then now we're going to play the Saints without Drew Brees, so technically we should go 4-0.
True, but the Saints also smoked Seattle last week.
Yeah, but see, the Seattle came back in that game.
They did come back.
And I think they finally fixed what was going on. Like, they weren't getting a pass rush, obviously. Yeah. But the Saints were just dumping it off. They kept running short passes. Like, you make Teddy Bridgewater have to make a actual read, like it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
He was just dumping it off to Kamara and Michael Thomas in the flats.
Yeah. Watching Kamara run, I think he might have the best balance out of any running back in the NFL.
Have you seen his workout? Or did you watch his Instagram workouts this last offseason? No. Dude, it's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Like his ability to stay on his feet after getting hit, like where most backs it's like if you're an Adrian Peterson, you're just smashing into people, like that's one thing, but he's really elusive, and when he gets hit, he stays on his feet. This thing needs to start making some noise. Put speakers on the thing.
We should set a 30-minute
I know, we really should set a timer on here, because I usually try to pay attention to it, but we miss 10 minutes. Yeah. Think about, what if you took kicking out of football altogether? I know it's called football. I don't know why it's called football, but what if you took kicking out of football altogether? Right?
They've already tried eliminating kickoffs. They want to eliminate the kickoffs.
I'm fine with that. The only reason they don't want to do that is because some people just take it to the house, and it's a big whatever, right?
That and we want to gain as many yards, be close to the other end zone as possible. The reason why they want to take it out of the game is because that's where most of the injuries happen.
Sure, yeah.
But that's the best part. Honestly, kickoffs are the best part about football if you love hitting people.
You just get to smash into people.
Even if you don't make the tackle, right?
Yeah.
You're smashing into a blocker.
Somebody, yeah.
The blockers are let me run over somebody.
Give me that CTE.
Yeah. I used to love kickoffs because I'd just run down the field and get to smash somebody.
I remember JV football freshman year, there was this kid, I forget his name, but it was a kickoff. He was doing the return, and he completely forgot to call for the fair catch, and then he catches it and just stands there and just gets nailed, and then has to get taken off the field, and then we were just because he just caught it and just stood there, and we're like, the fuck is he doing? And then just gets smashed, and he's like, oh, I thought I did, but I guess I forgot to. Because he's like paying attention to where the ball was. Yeah. But no, think if you take out the kicks in football altogether, say you just like, when you start the game, just start from the 20, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
No extra points, no field goals. You just run 4 plays, turnover on downs. And if you score a touchdown, you get 6. You can run it in for 1 or pass it in for 2. I don't think you need kicks in football whatsoever. You just completely eliminate that position altogether.
I think you should still have a punter and be able to pump the ball to them on 4th down. Or what do you say if you don't get a first down in 4 plays? Like, it's just,
yeah, your fault.
Or hey, you can choose not to run a 4th play and we'll put it back at their 20. Like, I think
that's a weird one.
Yeah, but I think you still need punting. Yeah. You would still need kicking. I actually am fine with that. Like the field goals and stuff like that. Like, I'm okay with it because the elite kickers. I don't know why so many kickers are missing.
That's the thing. It's like you can lose Super Bowls on a kick.
Like, it's extra points.
Yeah.
It really is the extra points, which is weird because take last week for example, the Ravens. They did not kick an extra point. Do they not have faith in Justin? They have one of the best.
Weird.
They have one of the best kickers.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there trying to go for 2.
They went for 2 so many times.
Well, but because they didn't get the first one, the next one they had to go for it because it could have tied the game. Yeah. And then it just kept once you miss that first one, you're fucked.
Yeah.
The Steelers used to do that. Like, they used to have a string of bad kickers 4 years ago. They actually went for 2 a lot that season when they first moved it back because it has more chance to work out. They said that they
you got they would get in.
Well, they said that they could get in 70% of the time, and I think they were 60% on the year for 2-point conversions or something like that. It worked out for them.
Yeah.
And plus you put the pressure on the other team. It's hey man, we're gonna go for 2 every time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're 50-50 on it, I don't see a problem with it, going for 2. If you score 2 touchdowns, it's the same amount if you make one of them. Right? Yeah. I mean, but you miss one, and then you miss 2, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah.
I still think there needs to be kicking. They've also talked about just giving, if a team scores a touchdown, taking the kickers out. Team scores a touchdown and then just 7. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you
can go for 2.
My thing was run it in for 1 or pass it in for 2. Is the one thing I said.
Yeah.
But just I don't know. It's kind of weird. I just don't like kicking in football. Too many games are lost over a kick.
But that's the greatest part about football.
Yeah.
These guys battle their hearts out, and that's why they're kickers aren't football players. But kicking is special teams is 1/3 of the game.
It is.
If you have a crappy special teams, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's not.
If someone's just running it into the house every single time.
A lot of these guys depend. They make the roster because they're good on special teams.
Yeah.
The kickoff coverage. Those guys. That's part of the team, and a lot of people don't take that into account.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate the kickers miss all these extra points. For me, it's the extra points. The field goals, that's a little bit more pressure. I get that, but 50.
Especially if you're 40 out.
The 45 plus.
Yeah.
I'm okay, 45 to 50, you should
especially
still.
With wind condition and stuff.
Yeah.
I get it.
45 to 50, you should probably still make about 80% of those.
Yeah.
But once you go over 50, if you make this, that's great. If not, okay.
If I'm a team GM or coach or whatever, hiring committee, I'm just you miss one. I'm bringing in Carly Lloyd, bro. Make the kick, or I'm bringing in the women's soccer player to come in because she's bombing it from 60 yards out and making these kicks.
She doesn't have any pads though. Here's the thing.
I know.
You can't. You'd have to put the punter in to kick the ball off for kickoffs.
Yeah.
You think Carly Lloyd's going to be out there trying to make a tackle? You know how many guys would be out there trying to wreck her?
I don't think they would. Just kick the ball and just slowly walk off the field. Don't even worry about anything.
Hey man, Janikowski had some great tackles in his career. So did Pat McAfee.
He's a big boy though.
Oh man, come on! You're gonna take McAfee's content out? You ever watch Pat McAfee?
Uh-uh.
Oh man, McAfee show? That's pretty good. He was a punter.
Yeah.
He's got a for the brand thing, and he just shows punts.
Oh, really?
And kicks. Yeah. Kickers for the brand. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Who was that one, like, wasn't there like a...
Marquette King, the Oakland Raiders punter, that was super lean time.
I was going to say, who was that one, I think it was I don't think it was a punter, I think it was a kicker that, like, on the kickoff, like, he, like, got a good hit on somebody that was unexpectedly got hit, and then, like, on the next play, like, when he was, like, going in for... I forget what it was.
That was the Penn State college guy, right? The kicker for college?
Man, I thought it was NFL.
Huh.
I thought it was like yeah, no, I think it was a punter. It was the punter. It was some punter in the NFL where he punted the ball, and then like he got hit on somebody, and then like on the next time he punt, the guy came real in on him, and then like scared the shit out of him. And so it was just like getting his little like, revenge back on that guy because you can't touch the punter otherwise it's like a flag.
Yeah.
But
enough on punters and kickers.
We've been kicking for a while. There's
Daniel Jones up 14-0 already.
Oh, is he really? Holy shit! Yeah, good for him. So Jalen Ramsey. He there was word that he wanted out.
Yes.
And then he released a thing saying that he didn't want out. He like never said that or whatever. And then even the organization was like, "Yo, if we wanted him to leave, like we would have gotten rid of him a while ago. It would be detrimental to our defense. Like we want him around."
Yeah.
And then he wasn't playing. He was like reported not to show up this whole week, because of something that happened. Right? I forgot what it was. I don't think it was an injury. Something popped up that he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to be at practice like this whole week." And then he stated that he had a flu, and then so he was gonna miss more, and then it was like the birth of his kid, so he wasn't gonna come in, and then he said he had like a back injury or something, and then he went on a podcast and said, "Yeah, when there's disrespect coming in, like you don't want to play for the organization, and then he said he wanted out."
So he does want out.
Yeah.
Because I remember
the last thing reported was that he was on a podcast where he said it's time to part ways.
Like I know that Jalen Ramsey, after week 1, like he was super dissatisfied because they were playing a lot of zone against the Chiefs, and it made him look bad because the Chiefs burned him.
Yeah.
And then
they kind of kept it that way.
And then week 2. Like he's like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna play for the team. Like, what if I'm under contract and they're paying me? Like, I'm still gonna play. Like, I'm not one to sit out." I think Jalen Ramsey loves the game of football.
Oh, he definitely loves the game of football.
So, and then week 3, like Minshew starts tearing it up. He's the new talk of the town. I was like, Jalen Ramsey's like, "Oh yeah, I don't mind playing for the Jaguars," and then all of a sudden, miss a week, so I don't know what's going on there, but it does sound like he is eventually going to get traded.
Sounds like he wants to leave.
I think they have 2 more weeks to trade him. I think week 6, week 7, right before week 7 is the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about teams that should trade for him, I think the Ravens.
Ravens for sure.
The Ravens. I think he would be great for the Ravens.
Dude, can that D get more stacked?
The Ravens always have a good defense.
I know, but like, that's like Super Bowl caliber defense if he goes over there.
Yeah. Like Cowboys. No, I'm just kidding. They don't have
any money.
Shit for Cap.
Yeah.
But I've heard Seahawks.
I could see him coming here just because.
Niners. I've heard Niners.
It'd be him and.
But see, that's a zone situation. Yeah. Why would he want If I'm Jalen Ramsey, I don't want to go there because I think Niners run zone D.
Yeah. Ravens are definitely my number 1 pick. If I'm him. Dude, I mean, he has no say.
If he was to go to the Patriots, like, why do teams trade with the Patriots?
Because I don't know.
Like, Patriots don't care what draft pick they're giving up. Like, they'll give up a first round for him.
Yeah.
Because they know that they're going to draft well in the later rounds.
Yeah.
Like, hey, give us Jalen Ramsey in like 4, 7th round, 6th round picks.
Yeah.
Okay, here. Okay, here's 2 first round picks. They like the later draft picks.
Yeah.
Because that's where they get all their specialists from.
They do. It's kind of interesting if you're drafting, but here's like everyone has kind of when you're looking at positional players, you kind of have a mold of what you're looking for, right? Like if you're looking for a receiver, you want a tall guy.
Depends on what your scheme is.
Yeah. And so, but like you have other players come into the league that just prove that they don't know what the fuck they're looking for constantly.
Yeah.
Those guys are wrong all the time. And you have people like AB coming in, undersized players coming in, just dominating the league. But it's like, but if you're drafting for a team, it's like, odds are you're going to go with, you know what I mean? Like you have a mold for a reason. And so it's like, it's hard to just be like, oh, that guy's definitely going to prove everybody wrong, you know?
Think about Clowney. Like when Clowney came into the league, there was a lot of things.
Was he number one?
Yeah, he was number one.
Yeah.
But like there was a lot of like Clowney. He was like, oh, he had one good hit on college football. Like that's it. Like, you know, if you were to break down his tape, you would see that he doesn't have technique. He strictly relied on his athletic ability and speed to get by people in college. In the NFL, he still hasn't picked up the technique, which makes him not be that great of a pass rusher.
Yeah.
Like against the solid blockers who have technique.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to be able to get by them consistently because of their technique. Like he doesn't use his hands that well.
Yeah.
He relies too much on his
doing some Wing Chun, bro. Like get in there.
Like he needs. Think about it. Dwight Freeney had one good move.
Yeah.
He had the spin move. Like he was the first defensive end to really use that spin move like really well.
Yeah.
And it's all about technique on his feet and with his hands. Khalil Mack or Aaron Donald's
on another level.
Dude, but it's because his technique is so good.
And he also works on that technique all the time.
He works on the technique, but he's also strong as shit.
Yeah.
So, like, Aaron Donald is just a beast. So, like, technique, everything. Like,
his speed is crazy for how big that dude is.
Yeah. So, he's got the combination of everything you would want.
Yeah.
He's got technique, he's fast, he's
athletic. I'm sure the Rams paying for that guy.
He got a new contract. Him and Khalil Mack are like the two highest paid defenders.
Yeah.
Which
Makes
they're
sense.
The two best.
Of course, yeah.
Like, yeah.
They're like number 1 and number 2 in the Madden ratings.
I would put Aaron Donald slightly above Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack offers me more flexibility because you can kind of throw him into coverage occasionally, but typically he's going to be rushing the passer either from the linebacker or the end spot. Donald, you can classify him as a defensive end, but they play a 3-4, so usually he's in the middle anyway.
Yeah.
Disrupting, he gets to the quarterback and disrupts the pocket, no matter where he's at.
Every time. Yeah.
No matter where Aaron Donald's at. Like, if he's on the outside, he's going to disrupt the quarterback.
Yeah.
If he's on the inside, he can pressure the pocket, which affects the quarterback. Even if he doesn't get to the quarterback, he's going to push the offensive lineman back and be able to pressure the quarterback. Or not give them a clean pocket to throw to.
Yeah. So the NFL, so speaking of like rushing the passer and stuff like that, the NFL, like they've changed their hit rules on the quarterback.
Yeah.
And they did it right after the Aaron Rodgers clavicle injury.
Mm-hmm.
And they're basically what they're doubling down on.
Time to take a nap.
I know, yeah. What they're basically doubling down on is we want the money's there, like for us to make if more eyes are on the sport. So how are we going to get more eyes on the sport? People love to see scoring. And so how are we going to get more scoring? More passing. How are we going to get more passing is if the quarterback stays healthy and is able to sit in the pocket or whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Protect the quarterback more.
And that they double down, and it's kind of paying off. If you look at, like, you really think Patrick Mahomes would be able to do what he did? I mean, he's a phenomenal athlete as it is, but, like, the threat of not getting destroyed like he did, like, because there's plays of him in college where he's gotten smashed. And, like, it's not the same thing that's happening now, where it's like he can just go in and watch the ball. And, like, now you see, like, high-scoring games, high-octane offenses. It's kind of paying off what they double down on.
Yeah. Which is why I see the quarterback pay getting pushed up to 40, 45. I think Mahomes might get $45 million a year.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't take 45. I think he would be
leave some money out there for.
I think he might be smart and go the Tom Brady route, take less money than what he's worth. Because you can't build the team if your quarterback is
if
taking,
you take all the money.
If your quarterback is taking 15 to 20% of the cap,
yeah,
like you can't build a team around that.
Right.
Like that's the thing about football. Football is a huge team sport.
Yeah.
It relies on all 53 guys. Like the 53rd guy, he might be a specialist.
Right.
He's only out there on kickoffs.
Right.
He might lead the league in kickoff tackles.
Right.
You know? It's just, you can't, like, yeah, you want to pay your stars, but you also have to, like, a lot of the Cowboys, especially the offensive line, they're underpaid.
Oh, yeah.
They're one of the best at their position, but they're underpaid because they realized, I got to take less money so we can have a good offensive line and give us an opportunity to go deep in the playoffs and try and get wins.
It's paying off for them.
It hasn't worked so far, but...
But they're looking.
Yeah. They're looking
they're slowly fitting all the pieces in.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of just doing like one at a time for a while, and now it kind of seems like they have like the whole chessboard set up.
Yeah. After this week, the Cowboys have like a 4-game stretch where we play pretty decent teams.
Yeah.
We start off with the Packers. I think we play the Patriots during that time frame too.
Yeah.
So it'll be. That's when you're really going to have to judge what the Cowboys are going to be this year.
Yeah. With all the protection that they put on quarterbacks now, have they taken that away from receivers? Because it seems like there have been hits on receivers now that, are they just letting the receivers play? Where it's like, hey, go for big money plays and just, that's where the eyes are off.
I think, I feel bad for the defensive backs and like the safeties and stuff because like your job is to stop them from completing the pass, right? And the quarterback throws it and you make a football type play, trying to, not allow the completion, and then the next week you're fined for it.
Yeah.
And you're not intentionally trying to injure a guy or cause the guy to get a concussion. You're not intentionally trying to go helmet to helmet. You're just trying to stop the pass play.
Yeah.
So like as a defensive back, like you have to play the same way. Whether you get fined or not, I don't know. Like are they paying the fine? Can the team pay the fine? Like how does that work? Like because you're just trying to do your job and stop the completion. So I don't know. They do protect the receivers a little too much, in my opinion. Like the receiver, if a receiver jumps up for the ball and you hit him, you could technically call a defenseless receiver all the time because he didn't have time to come down with the ball. Like if you hit him like running and he was in the air, like that's defenseless receiver. Like that's kind of BS to me.
Yeah. But at the same time, there's been like pass interference calls that have not been called that are blatant.
And that changed the whole aspect. I mean, granted,
even
the Saints still had an opportunity to win. You have to get past that. I understand that was a huge turning point, and mentally, like that probably fucked up a lot of players on the team.
Yeah,
they had an opportunity to win the game. Still.
They did.
They got the ball in overtime first. I think.
And I think they changed like review plays for that stuff.
Yeah, you can review. That happened in the Kansas City game.
Yeah,
we were watching last week.
Yeah.
Kansas City Ravens game.
Yeah.
You can challenge.
But they still didn't. There's still a blatant pass interference on that game too, wasn't there? Where somebody just got taken out, but they didn't call it.
I don't know. I don't remember seeing that play. But yeah, that game. You want to talk about that game for a little bit?
Yeah, KC and Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they're number 1 and number 2 right now for like quarterbacks, young quarterbacks in the league? Obviously, Mahomes is number 1.
Mahomes is definitely number 1, and even though like Lamar kind of started off with a slow start, he even in an interview, he literally said, "I don't want to run. Like I'm looking to pass. I don't want to run in for touchdowns. I want to pass for touchdowns."
Yeah.
And he made that very apparent in that game, but I like that.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of that, and he's really improved just over the last year.
Yeah.
And looking at that game, like I didn't see any. Like, yeah, Mahomes had the better game overall because they won, but like.
Lamar impressed
the shit out of me in that game.
Yeah.
And I, especially like, in the third quarter where it's like he's been sitting in the pocket for so long, whatever, and then he was like, there's a couple plays where he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna run, and you're just like, oh, this guy's unstoppable. If he runs, he's unstoppable, and then like he's juking everybody out of their shoes, and then now he's throwing on dimes now. It's like I don't even know where he's gonna be next year, you know? If he keeps improving at this rate.
Yeah, dude, like, and that's the one thing that I noticed while watching that game is that, like, Lamar was sitting back there looking to throw the ball.
Yeah.
There was times where the pocket was collapsing around him, and he's looking, he's trying to make the reads, and then he's like, all right, I got to take, and then took off a little too late.
Just a little too late, yeah.
But when he gets out of the pocket, he is still looking to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And I like that change where he's not just, oh, gotta run.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference between Cam and Lamar.
Yeah.
Cam could have been that, but when Cam started going off to run, that's all he was doing. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Vic at the beginning of Vic's career.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen a quarterback progress this fast, like trying to throw the ball.
Right.
Like, he does not want to be known as a runner.
He's kind of taking the Russell Wilson route.
Yeah. But man, like if he continues to progress like that, like, dude, he's going to be scary.
He's going to be really scary. Because he's already proven he can throw on dimes.
Yeah.
He's dropping in these perfect passes. I think what's going to end up happening is over the next year, his timing of where to be in the pocket and when to get out is just going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think that's the next move because he's already proven that he can sit and throw. He's proven that he can run, and I think the only thing lacking that he's gonna like catch up on is just like
the accuracy.
The accuracy, and then just like feel like waiting in the pocket, but also knowing when it's gonna collapse and just getting out if he has to, faster. And so it's like the longer he's like keeps improving, like he's just gonna be. I feel like he's gonna be unstoppable.
For me, what I liked is they were in the red zone and he didn't see anybody open, and like he's like, well, I'm gonna just throw it. And he threw it at the back of the end zone, gave his receiver an opportunity to catch it,
but it's not gonna get.
But also, it wasn't gonna get picked off, and that's what I like.
Smart read
because he threw it high and hard.
Yeah.
So if the receiver didn't catch it, it was going out of bounds.
Fine. Yeah.
So, and I was like, dude, that's a great play.
Casual fans will look at that and be like, dude, he's overthrowing the receiver. Like, come on.
Yeah,
but if you actually like sit and you're like, no, that's a great play. You're giving you're trusting your receiver. It's like, yo, if you have the athletic ability, go up there and grab this. Yeah. Otherwise, we're not gonna get turned over right now.
Yeah, we're gonna score points on this play.
Yeah.
So let me just like give you an opportunity to make a play, and if you don't, it's fine because. Like and that's for a young quarterback to be able to do that.
This is second year.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like if he doesn't throw that many picks, like the Ravens are going to be super scary.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing that I'm still on the fence about. Like, what's his interception rate going to be?
Yeah.
Like I feel like anything around the 10 mark is good.
Yeah.
Like if it's below that, that's amazing.
Yeah.
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 Like, I don't want.
If you stay in single digits, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then you're approaching the Drew Brees, Tom Brady threshold.
Yeah.
You know, Peyton Manning, when he first came in the league, he was throwing 20 picks a year.
Yeah.
You know, and then he cut that down. But Eli, like, go back to the Eli, Daniel Jones stuff. Eli Manning would have 20, 25 interceptions a year, which is terrible.
That's so high. Yeah.
Yeah. And he also had one of the best receivers. Like, he's had good receivers.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think Lamar Jackson.
Kyle Allen.
Kyle
Allen, yeah.
It starts with a K,
right? I was super impressed. I was more impressed by Jackson that game than Mahomes. Even though, like, Mahomes is impressive every game, but it's like, you go in knowing that he's going to be impressive.
Do you think Mahomes is going to be like LeBron James of the NFL, where it's just like you just expect this, and so he's not going to win MVP? Like LeBron could technically win MVP every year, right? But they never
could.
They never.
I think the biggest thing about the NBA is that they don't want to do back-to-back MVPs, Because when you think about it, Shaq should have MVP every year.
Steve Nash went back to back, and I'm
ridiculous.
like,
why is Steve Nash getting MVP?
I was like, okay, like he had 19 points and 11 assists. Like
Yeah.
you are not going to give it to somebody else.
Yeah,
Like,
stupid, so dumb.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, Steve Nash definitely deserved one of them.
Yeah, because I mean, technically, because Westbrook got it, and then they didn't want to give Westbrook 2 back-to-back, so they gave it to Harden.
Yeah.
They didn't want to give Harden back-to-back, so they gave it to Giannis. You know what I mean?
I think you're right. I think the voters are like, he won it last year. Like this isn't special anymore.
Yeah.
And like Westbrook has 3 triple-double seasons in a row now.
Yeah. I'm still excited to see the Westbrook Harden show whenever that starts up. Whether
October. October's approaching, man.
It's
end of the
week
next
away
month.
Or whatever it is. Yeah,
end of next month. That usually starts around Halloween,
Yeah.
and the season ends around mid-April.
Yeah.
So.
Not that far away.
We'll be talking about some NBA stuff coming up.
Slowly coming back. Just a couple of things I want to talk about before we end this thing. Melvin Gordon's back this week. He went back to practice. The biggest thing with him, he's subject to like $1.2 million in fines and a $1 million loss in base salary because of holdout.
That's $2.2 million.
Yeah.
And his contract is only for $7?
Yeah. So.
He lost money.
Yeah. Why do you think he came back early? Just.
Knowing that the trade deadline is approaching and that they're not. Like, he could have signed. Here's the thing. He got an extension, right? Yeah. They offered him an extension. He wanted more. He wanted more.
Yeah.
I think that he should have taken the money. I don't think a team is going to pay him what they were paying, what Zeke got or what Todd Gurley got.
Yeah.
I don't think Melvin Gordon is in that class. I think he's like a tier 2 below.
I don't think 2, but I definitely think he's a tier below.
Yeah, he's
Yeah. But that's only because Gurley and Zeke
in that other tier that's below them. Like he's not even at the top of that tier. I think he's in the middle.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's top tier? Who's number 1 top tier running backs for you?
There's
saying if barring everyone's healthy.
There's 3 running backs that are in tier 1.
Saquon, Zeke, and Gurley.
Yeah, and that's if Gurley's healthy.
Yeah.
Right. Then you go tier 2. I think at the top of the tier 2 list, you like Kamara. Dalvin Cook is approaching up there now.
Apparently, yeah.
Dalvin's been good. Like his rookie year, he was great.
Yeah.
Last year, he got hurt.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, like you just Melvin Gordon's in there.
See,
I'd probably throw.
I would have put. Oh yeah, if Kareem Hunt plays, Kareem Hunt's right there.
But he's missed like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
So it's like that Josh Gordon thing. Like you were great
when you were
playing.
Where do you put him?
He missed a year.
He missed a year, but he doesn't look like he missed a step.
But here's the thing. Okay, so he plays for the Jets.
That's a shitty organization. Yeah.
His rushing numbers last week were atrocious.
Yeah. No blockers.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I know. This might be the last little bit though.
Yeah. But yeah, so
the last thing, because I'm so sick and tired of talking about AB, that I don't even want to bring him up. Do you think his career is done?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. You don't think he'll come back in the next 2 years?
I don't.
He's definitely not coming back this year.
If you think about it, like I think I mentioned this to you yesterday, T.O., Chad Johnson, like the diva receivers and stuff like that.
Not worth it.
They didn't bring this much attention. Like, yeah, they brought attention.
This is crazy. This is on a whole other level.
But this is a way worse.
This is the craziest self-sabotage I've seen in a while.
All he does is have to not divulge every little bit of information or comment on every little thing that gets said about him, and he would have a job.
Yeah. It's funny, like last week I talked about how no one's come into his defense. Like any players that he's played with, no one's been like, oh, he's actually pretty cool. I've heard weird stories about him lately. Like I heard stories about him and like he has like, his security team or whatever, like his guys, his entourage. And they have, there's a story about them having a home chef come in to cook meals.
Yeah.
And the whole time the home chef is there, his entourage is like, he's like trying to cook a meal for AB, and they're like, don't look AB in the face, don't look him in the eyes, look down when you're here, and he's just like, they're making him feel really weird, and AB's just sitting there laughing in the background and stuff like that. It's just like weird ass stories like about AB keep coming out, and I'm just like, yo, this dude, is this dude just like the biggest piece of shit? Like, what's going on?
He sounds like it.
Yeah.
I don't. This whole thing is just weird.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like, just shut up.
Yeah.
The thing with Weddle, like, that was hilarious.
That was actually really funny, yeah.
Yeah. I think his career's over. Yeah. I don't think an NFL team, like...
I don't understand
if you think about it, like, Kaepernick, right?
Yeah.
Kaepernick took a knee. Like, I feel like Kaepernick should still have a job in the
100%,
NFL.
yeah.
Like, at minimum, a backup.
Yeah.
But teams don't want the press.
Yeah.
They don't want the distraction. They don't want to answer questions.
If
like
Cap can't get a job, why would AB?
And AB, like, he's in the media. He's got a case. I've heard I've heard that it's already been dropped. Like the NFL didn't find anything. They're still investigating. Whatever. It's gonna be one of those things where, like, the only way I see AB having a job next year or this year is if the Dolphins sign it. And that's because the Dolphins don't have anybody on their team.
Yeah. Hey, but they could get Tua and AB.
Who's going to protect Tua? That's like, you don't have a football team.
Yeah.
You have a JV.
Yeah.
I think college teams would beat the Dolphins right now.
Oh, God, it's sad.
Yeah. No, I think AB's done.
Yeah.
He
keeps getting in beefs with everybody.
Yes.
Weddle, Baker, whatever.
Shannon Sharp.
But it's wild because it's like, you have the ultimate, like, fuck you to AB, because it's like, hey, bro, you don't have a job right now. Who are you talking to?
Well, and I think it's funny because other NFL players are making fun of him. Like, Baker made fun of him for, like, freezing. Oh, hey, wait, let me go freeze my feet off, getting a lawsuit, blah, blah. Like, Terrell Owens and Chad Johnson, they brought a lot of attention to each other, or to themselves.
But it was mostly to be like, look how good of a receiver I am.
Yeah, Chad Johnson had the list of corners I've burned and mark how many yards he had, how many touchdowns. Like, it
was like their drama stuff was like a fighter hyping a fight.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is to sell me.
Yeah.
Not, this is just me. This is not a documentary of me going crazy.
I don't think they're like disrespectful to anybody or anything like that. Like T.O. got in fights with his quarterbacks and stuff like that. But he would, like, if you ask people, like, people said, like, T.O. was a great teammate.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. Like, Chad Johnson, great teammate. Like, these guys were good teammates. Nobody has said that about AB.
Fuck, yeah. 0 people said that.
Smith-Schuster, like, he got in that Instagram fight with Smith-Schuster, like, all that stuff. Like,
yeah, that was weird.
But, like, I haven't heard anybody, like, none of the offensive linemen.
Yeah, nobody's come to
none of the coaches. Tomlin didn't come up.
Yeah, like, even Tomlin.
Like, and Tomlin's a quiet guy, but like...
But, like, Tomlin's known as a player's coach. You know what I mean? Like, he's that guy where it's like, I'm gonna let a lot of things slide.
Well, I heard he let a lot of stuff slide with him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Same thing for Roethlisberger. He let, like, and that's the reason why the team, like, everybody wanted out. Like, Bell and Brown wanted out because, like, too much shit was sliding.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, you're on a slippery slope at that point.
And I feel like it's almost being run like the old Kings basketball team. Like, the Kings used to not have that great of a locker room when they had DeMarcus Cousins. Yeah. DeMarcus Cousins was hell talented, like one of the best centers in the league, but there's so much animosity in the locker room and people not trying hard. And I feel like if you're trying to rebuild, like, you don't want that toxicity in the locker room.
You know, it's weird. I think the NBA's kind of gotten to the point where everyone's shifted around enough where now you're playing with people that you like.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm so excited for this upcoming season, because it seems like everyone's now, like, on a team and surrounded themselves with teammates that they are friends with.
Yeah.
So now it's like, is everyone's level of play going to go up because there's no weird tension?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's another reason why I'm super excited for NBA.
The Western Conference is spread out.
Yeah, and thank God, and it's going to be, it's up for grabs.
I think the Kings make the playoff this year. I'm not gonna lie.
Who's on the Kings?
Fox, Barnes, Hield, Bagley. So they got a good young core, and they all hang out with each other outside of...
The Battle of California is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have 4 teams, I mean.
Yeah, stupid.
The Warriors move into the new arena.
New York and California have way too many teams. Just relax. Do you need all the championships? Just how do you have this much money?
Boston has all the championships.
I know, yeah. They do have all the championships, and they only have like 2 teams.
They have 3.
Including the
hockey team?
The hockey team, yeah, the Bruins.
Oh, no, 4. Baseball, too.
Who's the 4th? Baseball, basketball,
Football.
hockey. Oh, yeah. The last thing I heard was, the last thing I want to talk about is, I heard Stephon Diggs wanted out of Minnesota.
Whoa, really? Do
Yeah.
you think it's because Thielen?
It could be.
Because Thielen sees most of the touches now?
It could be,
more targets than...
Yeah. Thielen definitely gets most of the targets. But he also, like, doesn't Thielen play in the slot and Stephon's more wide out?
It's both.
Is it they switch back and forth?
Yeah, they go back and forth.
Okay.
Diggs was good before Thielen.
Yeah.
Like, Diggs was good. He was seeing most of the targets, like, whatever. And then Thielen came along and started
and when you see your numbers deplete,
that's unfortunate because I think they complement each other so well.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like your numbers, like as a team, you're gonna do better because you're both there. Because like now, if only one of you's out there, you're gonna be double coverage, stuff like that. Like you're gonna when Golden Tate went out to the Lions, like everyone's numbers got better because it's like now like
Calvin.
Yeah.
Calvin was taking a lot of pressure off Tate.
Yeah.
Tate was taking pressure off
exactly.
Calvin. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the latest news I heard was like Stephon wanted out.
That's unfortunate. I actually like Diggs. I like Diggs and Thielen. Like I think the Vikings have a good offense. It just depends on Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I didn't know. I that's the first time I heard that.
I just read that like 2 days ago, 2 nights ago, something like that. That's yesterday.
Is his contract up at the end of the year?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it'll be. See, that's the thing. Like, I think I honestly think Diggs wants to be more consistent.
Yeah.
And get more consistent touches and whatever it is, but because I think Thielen and Diggs go back and forth game to game. Like maybe both of them will get 100 yards one game, and then the other game, like depending on who gets the mismatch and what the defense is showing, like that's who's going to get more touches type thing.
Yeah.
So I think Thielen definitely took a lot away from Diggs.
He definitely did.
And I think as a whole, like when you look at the Vikings, you say Thielen's the best receiver on the team.
Oh, definitely, yeah. He's definitely like number 1 receiver on that team. Yeah.
So, and I think Diggs wants to be the number 1.
Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, that's why I mentioned earlier. This is the most I've heard out of any season that I can think of where so many players have come out wanting to trade.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Even I think Steve Young, who was a player, came out and he was against it. Like a lot of times you'll hear organizations complain about shit like this.
Yeah.
But like for another like
player,
player to come out, it's kind of like
I don't like that you can force your way out of an organization.
Yeah.
Like other than your play, like that's usually the only way, or like detrimental shit like AD.
Yeah.
That I don't really like that. I mean, Zeke was heading towards that. Like I'm okay with holding out. Like if you want more money, like Melvin Gordon, I don't have a problem with it. Like hey, like trade me, but like Melvin Gordon gave up $10 million a year. Like I think they were offering $10 to $11 million a year, and he didn't want that. He wants 15. He wants what the other running backs are getting. And I don't.
What does Zeke get?
Zeke, I think, is 15 per year.
Yeah. Which
I think is what Bell roughly, or Bell and Gurley are around that range too.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Bell might be at like 10, 11.
Now that he's up at New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Melvin Gordon, I could see getting 10. And I don't know why he didn't want to sign
offered 10, right?
Yeah. I don't see why he turned that down.
Yeah.
Unless it was the guaranteed money he wanted more.
When are we going to hear about Dak's contract?
I don't think they're going to negotiate this year.
Yeah.
I think it would have been smart for Dak's team to approach them after the first 3 games.
Yeah.
And say, hey, we can work out a contract, but it's got to be now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to have to wait until the off season. So I think I see him getting franchised next year.
Mm.
I don't think the Cowboys are going to pay him long term. I think they're going to draft a quarterback. Like they don't have the cap space at this point. Like
that's true. I mean, they did just pay 3 other players, didn't they?
Yeah.
So.
They got him on cheap. Other than Zeke, the other 2 signed for below market value.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. Jalen Smith signed below market value. Lyle Collins signed below market value. And then Zeke is the new market value for top tier running backs.
Yeah.
I don't see them paying Dak because they still have to. I think Cooper gets a contract before Dak, and then they franchise Dak, or they sign Dak and franchise Cooper. But I don't know if they have enough cap to do both.
Yeah.
I think one of them is gone after the year, and I'm thinking it might be Dak,
Really?
unless they can work out contracts to where they can franchise one of them. I see the Cowboys drafting a quarterback this next year.
Interesting. I guess time will tell.
Yep.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all joining us for another week, and then enjoy the games. Good luck to you guys on the teams. Good luck to you this week.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
I know. I don't know. I'm
1-2.
1-2, and with
Not
my
looking
with my star
Saquon.
running back out, and with my number 2 pick with a chest injury.
Oh,
I don't know how many looks Elma's gonna get. We'll see how this goes. But
Okay.
yeah, stay tuned. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.